Hello everyone and welcome to my next reaction to a classic Who. So in the last story, I'm pretty sure we said goodbye to Sarah Jane. It's funny because I haven't posted that story to Patreon yet or obviously YouTube. And so I'm sure there'll be plenty of people who will let me know with the comments. So by the time you guys are seeing this on YouTube, you do not have to write a whole explanation of, any of that if it was her last story or not. I'm sure I will get the memo by the time you guys see this. But it's just kind of funny because it felt so final and emotional, but I think that when I go in blind and I don't want to know too much and I don't want to look up too much because I'm afraid I'll get some type of spoilers or anything like that, I literally, sometimes when I'm recording these, I'm like, was that her last episode? Was it not? Anyway. But I'm sure I will know by the time you're seeing this, so I just want to say that. I'm actually kind of interested to see what this story is going to be about. I kind of feel like we know the semi-direction of what this story is going to go into, given what was said at the end of the last one, so I'm kind of interested to see what's going to come about. Let's get into it.
Through the millennia, the Time Lords of Gallifrey led a life of peace and ordered calm, protected against all threats from lesser civilizations by their great power. The Time Lords faced the most dangerous crisis in their long history.
I'm already intrigued. Let's go. Oh my god.
No! The Chancery Guards. What a welcome home.
There are no Type 40s in service. They're out of commission. Obsolete.
Obsolete? Twaddle, take no notice, my dear old...
Type 40 TT capsules are deregistered and non-operational.
Report number of deregistrations.
304. One capsule removed from register. Reference Malfeasance Tribunal order dated 309906.
The occupant of your Type 40 is a convicted criminal. Approach with caution.
Very good, Castellan.
Oh boy.
Set your stasers. Don't move. I said don't move.
Ah, the old switcheroo.
Hey, just a minute! Excuse me!
Oh my god. There's a lot going on in this first little bit.
We have him trapped in the communications tower, Castellan.
Well done, Hilred. An antiquated capsule.
Well
of
done.
which you get. You are informed that the occupant is a known criminal, whereupon you allow him to escape and conceal himself in a building a mere 53 stories high. A clever stratagem, Hilred.
I apologize, Castellan. He won't evade capture a second time.
Predictable as ever, Doctor.
It's a Praetorian renegade, sir.
You had ample opportunity to ask me questions during your misspent years at the Academy. You failed to avail yourself of the opportunity then, and it is too late now. Good day.
Oh, well, alright.
Let's duck this to the museum.
Wow.
He will gain the Panopticon without further help.
Of course. He knows he is entering a trap. But how can he resist such a fate? Like certain he dies very quickly.
I have a lot of questions about that.
Well,
I'm gonna wait.
Check the tower, Castellan. Nothing.
Now there was a president with such staying power, what?
Okay. So...
The innocent to the slaughter.
I'm trying to figure out what's gonna happen, but I should probably just watch and see.
I think so.
No, so, weren't you expelled or something? Some scandal?
Oh, it's all been forgotten about now, boy.
Oh, really? Oh. Is there something the matter?
No, just a twinge in the knee.
Well, if you will lead such a rackety life, have you had a facelift?
Several so far.
That's where the president now. He's just arrived at the Panopticon. Sure you're all right? Should be getting a signal from my camera technician up there.
No.
Oh no! You're getting framed! Okay.
You realize I've been framed, don't you?
Framed?
Yes, framed. It's an earth expression. It means that someone's got a great deal of trouble to get me into this mess.
Why did you come back here?
People talk of a premonition of tragedy, but I actually saw it happening. I saw the president die as vividly, as clearly as I can see this room now.
And where were you when this happened?
In the TARDIS, traveling in vortex after I'd heard the Panopticon summons.
Precognitive vision is impossible.
He knows
Oh,
that,
boy.
and he knows that.
I offer myself as a candidate for the presidency.
The application is frivolous.
No, sir.
Till the accused is pronounced guilty, he is protected by Article 17.
He
Damn.
is abusing a legal technicality.
Chancellor, this court must be adjourned until the election is over.
Okay.
Very well.
Time to
I
figure
do
some
not think you will
stuff
escape
out.
justice.
The trial was adjourned, Master. He pleaded Article 17. He remains as ingenious as ever. He will not escape. This age is not in his mind. Now he is hunting you. It was a mistake to bring him here.
So this
He could
is the
have used
master?
anyone. No. Only hate keeps me alive. Why else should I endure this pain? I must see them docked, die, in shame and dishonor.
Miles away.
The sights. So you see, I couldn't have shot the president if I tried. I aimed a bolt at him, but at that time I didn't know the sights had been fixed.
One of the High Council is getting better and better.
Okay. I was waiting for
Stop
something
it.
to kind of explain
It's
that.
still a story.
In the public register camera, I was standing right beside it.
Doctor, you may yet end up as president. You're right.
Like
Take the
this
doctor
guy.
to the Panopticon.
Well, my first action as president will be to have Cardinal Baruza draft an amendment to Article 17. I shall see that this sort of thing never happens again.
All right. Good for you. That outline.
It's not really my field, of course. The technician would normally be responsible.
Your technician disappeared.
It just looks so like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I find that so funny.
That was Runcible.
What did he see?
What are you talking about?
My technician
Where?
in the camera.
Aha!
It's a technique the master picked up somewhere on his travels.
Who's the master?
Who is the master? He's my sworn arch enemy, a fiend who glories in chaos and destruction.
The Time Lord?
Yes. If the master is here on Gallifrey, then this represents the final challenge. It explains why I was brought here. There are old scores to settle,
Oh boy.
and that's just a sort of greetings card.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
4 cold
Wow.
blooded killings in one.
For some reason, that was not foreseen.
Oh, yes, it was foreseen, and it was foreseen by me. How very clever.
He went.
This time he surpassed himself.
I simply cannot believe that anybody could do what you're suggesting. How can one intercept
you
a
know
thought
what?
pattern within the matrix
The
itself?
master is
I'm
crafty.
joining it.
I think there might be some pain.
I'm ready when you are.
Are you quite sure?
Get on with it.
wow. All right. Oh my lord. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Whoa. Okay. Oh my, okay. Are you kidding me? That's such a big fucking needle. Ah! Stop it. Oh my god. Why are you not 3? Karate kick him. Okay, well that works too. What the fuck is this? Ooh, really tough times. Oh. Okay. Okay, guys. I don't know what to say. Okay. Okay. Guys, I truly yeah, I don't have a lot of words for what I just watched. Okay. Couple of things that I can comment on. I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know. It's very well, it's interesting. I have to get, I'll give it that. I find I like the fact that we're sort of spending some amount of time on Gallifrey. I feel like a lot of Doctor Who in general, Gallifrey is like this thing referred to, and like Time Lords and stuff, you know, besides, you know, some maybe some notable appearances and stuff. But, you know, there's a lot of it kind of being a little bit separated. You know, they kind of chime in every so often, especially so far in Classic Who, except for maybe, you know, what was going on with, you know, the horribleness of the Second Doctor and his regeneration, all that stuff. But, you know, so I actually really like that a lot. And oh my God, this whole thing, first of all, started this story off with this premonition. And I was just like, okay, that's interesting and sort of random, and I don't really know what to make of that. But what I do like with a lot of, you know, Classic Who stories, even if something seems a little off or kind of confusing or something, I'm pretty sure it'll get explained at some point. You know, but so I was like, okay, interesting. And the concept of it I found really, really interesting, definitely at first. And you know, so we had this like cloaked figure, and what was funny is, what did he say when the Doctor kind of ran back to the TARDIS? I believe that's what was going on. And then this cloaked individual was like, you never, what did he say? He made a comment that made me think, oh my God, that's the Master. Because it just sounded very like, you know, you never learn, or whatever it was. And, but then apparently, okay. Guys, when we see this, I don't know what, well, the Master, right? You know, this cloaked individual went and called, you know, this skeleton-esque, I don't even know how else to describe him, master, I was like, okay, does that mean he just calls him master, or is that the master? You know what I mean? I was trying to figure it out. And then I'm gonna, full disclosure, guys, when I was, you know, when the credits played a little bit, I saw that it said the master, so I was like, oh, okay. So that's a thing. That's a thing. And I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm at least intrigued to watch more. And obviously it made a lot more sense with the framing of the doctor and all of that, and what the motivations would be. It was funny when they were like, well, why would somebody go to these lengths? And I was like, sweetie, you don't even know the half of it. But so that I found kind of interesting. And then I'll tell you the part that really confused me, which I am glad that they explained, but I think at the end of the first episode when the doctor was like aiming, it looked like he was wholeheartedly intending to kill, you know, the president. I was just like, oh my God, it was so funny to me, because then he was like, I'm completely innocent, and I was like, I don't know, it looks like you didn't. But he later, when they were kind of going through everything, and I do like that there's one guy that's actually like willing to listen to the doctor and believe the doctor. It's kind of like the opposite of like the one motherfucker in most of the stories. It's like this, you know, kind of the somebody who's actually willing to listen. I appreciate that guy. I think he's great. And then this last little bit, it was a lot. It was a lot. This is definitely one of those stories, and I say this, you know, every so often. It's definitely one of those stories that's, you know, I feel like going to be dependent on the second two parts and how much I like it. But I really do, I will say, I like the vibe of it, and I like kind of just spending, you know, more time with the Time Lords and, you know, having that dynamic. I will say it is kind of interesting to not have like a companion in this, you know, and to not have, you know, maybe somebody for the doctor to sort of bounce off of or something like that. I will say it's a little bit noticeable. I can see that there's like a presence, you know, and I'm not saying that every companion is the same or anything like that, but it is a little bit interesting to have a story where it's kind of just the doctor. And I'm not saying that the doctor's never been like, you know, kind of by him or herself before or whatever, but it's just, you know, I found that, I will say it's noticeable in this story, and possibly necessary. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see how the next two parts go. But this last little bit was just something else. It was trippy as hell. What was I can't wait to watch this reaction back, or it's probably my face just being like, oh boy. But you know what? The Doctor Who has to throw a little weird in there every so often. Of course it does. I think that's about it for my thoughts, but okay, this video is going to run a little bit longer. For those of you who have been following me for a while, I have like a story to tell, a story time kind of situation, and I waited for a Classic Who reaction, but I'm putting it at the end of the reaction in case you don't care about me personally. I don't take it personally. It's fine. You just want to see me react to Doctor Who? That's fine. I got it. You can stop the video here if that's you. The rest of you have possibly been following me for a while or whatever. I made sure that I wanted to say this in a Classic Who, Doctor Who reaction, because you guys have kind of been, some of you have been around for a very, very long time, and you know that I have struggled with this for a while. Okay, so as a lot of you know, I like almost continuously have struggled with allergies. Sometimes it's a little bit better, sometimes it's really not. And, you know, there's been a lot of theories between you guys about what I'm allergic to, you know, possibly my dog, plus possibly dust mites that are kind of everywhere, you know. And I have tried a lot of different things to kind of, you know, get it under control. And it really didn't work. So I eventually, just recently, I was like, I'm going to go get tested. And, you know, I just, let's just do it. And I know that that would probably mean once they identified it, that I would have to get shots. And you guys know how I feel about needles. To just rewind the reaction. You guys know how I feel about needles. So but I was just like, like, there's just so many days I cannot breathe. And it's just so frustrating. Even now, wait, like it's not that, you know, it's not that great of a situation. Okay. So they pricked me a bunch of times on my arms. It's like 50 different thingies, and they were kind of scratches. It wasn't anything too bad with the needles. Nothing showed up. Nothing showed up. They tested for all different types of animals, dust mites, grass, trees, all sorts of stuff that could cause sort of a respiratory situation. So I was like, okay, nothing, not anything. There was like a tiny little bit to like a random tree, but they were like that. It's not even like a big enough reaction to note. It just looked a little bit, you know, different than the others. And so I was just sitting there with like, they had all of these like, you know, where I got like pricked all in my arms, and they were like, okay, well, what we're gonna do is, you know, sometimes it's rare, but sometimes people don't have like a reaction to those type of things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna inject stuff under your skin, and we're gonna do, you know, different shots, and we're also gonna do like different combinations of stuff. Maybe it's more about like the combinations of stuff. So then they moved like to this part of the arm. And these were like needles going in under the skin, and I was just like, great. What a time to be alive, right guys? This is my favorite thing. And you know, I just wanted to figure out what it was, because I'm just so fed up with it. So they did that, a bunch of different, yeah, they were super fun. Nothing. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because I think it's really, really funny that every single time I have been congested or just can't breathe normally, and have said, oh my God, sorry guys, my allergies are really bad today, has been a lie. I've been lying to you, not knowingly, but I've been lying to you, because guess what? I'm not allergic to anything. There was nothing on these. There was nothing on, nothing came up. Nothing. I'm allergic to nothing. Which, by the way, I am slightly, well, I'm definitely happy to know that, but I'm also really glad it's not, you know, Rocco, my dog. I'm glad that I don't have to really, you know, there were times where I was just like, oh, I think I have a big reaction tomorrow. It'll be like a finale to something. And I would just like not go outside because I was like pretty sure that would trigger something. Oh my God, guys. So basically I have like it's called like the rhinitis, but you can have a non-allergy based, you know, and it's just constant congestion. So that my doctor has me on a routine. We're going to see what happens. I don't need to bore you with all of those details. Hopefully I will get better soon. But I thought it was hilarious, because even before I went in for testing, I was like texting my family group chat and stuff, and I was like, you know, put in your guesses of what I'm allergic to. And like everybody was like, you're allergic to a bunch of stuff. It has to be like outdoor stuff, indoor stuff, probably your dog. Like, you know, everybody was kind of saying all of these different things. And it was nothing. Big old goose egg for the allergies. So every single time before this when I'm sniffly in a reaction and I say, oh my God, I'm so sorry, my allergies. I just, sorry, I can't breathe. They're really bad today. Lies. Lies. I've lied to you. This is my apology video because I'm apparently not allergic to anything. So that's just great. I just suffer for it. I actually made a joke to the nurse who was, pricking me, that I was like, oh my God, isn't the worst case scenario, because she's like, well, what do you think is the worst case scenario, or whatever, we were talking about stuff, and I was like, I guess my dog, because it's there's not much I can do about it. I'm not giving up my dog, like, I'll just not breathe, you know what I mean? But I was just like, honestly, the worst case scenario is if nothing shows up, and so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I understand that a lot of you don't give a shit. I understand that. But I know that there are some of you that would just find that hilarious because you guys have been watching me sniffle in reactions for a really, really long time. And hopefully, I'm glad to know. I mean, I was going to say I'm glad to know what it is or what it isn't, I guess is the better term for it. But I wanted to share that specifically with you guys who have been following me for a really, really long time. And anyway, it's just hilarious. All right, if you would like to support me on Patreon or subscribe, I would really appreciate it. If not, I'm just happy that you were here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Allergy meds down the amount of money that I spent on allergy meds. And my doctor was like, yeah, they probably didn't do anything. I'm like, great. All right, bye.